Mylifewithparkinsons. Welcome to Make It Monday. We're going to make a chili recipe that I've been making for years. We call it sweet chili. It's not a spicy chili, it's a sweet chili. And so we're just going to get started because this has to cook a little bit. So I'm going to turn a pound of ground beef on in my skillet here just to start browning up. So get that going like that. And then there's a whole bunch of things that I'm just going to dump in a pot here. I'm going to start with a large can of diced tomatoes. And then I've got a can of dark red kidney beans. And then I've got a can of pork and beans. This one's got molasses in it. And I would put a second can in like that, but Ashley's mom made us some homemade beans, and I had a jar of that, and that'll just make it be extra special. So I've got that going.
Fire truck.
Fire truck, I think? Oh, yes. Good, so come here. Okay, so that's where I'm starting here, and I'm just going to move this over to the stove, and I'm going to have it, just to get it out of my way, I'm going to put it on low, so it's going to heat slowly. And that's why I can just take these couple things out of my way too. That way when I'm ready with the meat, the beans will be ready as well. Alright. So there we go, that's going. So now you may say, what is making your chili sweet? What is it that you're doing? Well, what I'm going to be doing is, first of all, it's going to have a lot of vegetables in it. And we choose vegetables that are sweet. So when you cook onions, they turn sweet. When you have sweet peppers, not spicy peppers, they're sweet. Carrots, they're sweet. Celery is sweet. Well, celery is sweet as long as you don't get a bitter one. Every once in a while you can get one that's kind of bitter. But I had good celery. And then I'll say one other thing that I do. I don't like my vegetables to go bad in the refrigerator. So when I buy my celery, I look at my menu plan and I say, oh, I've got two things like Western Denvers or something, and I keep a few pieces of celery for that, and then I chop the rest up and put them in the freezer. So now when I go to be ready to do the chili, I've got the frozen veg. So I have a bowl here that's got a bunch of frozen veg. And I'm not going to necessarily use it all, because I have a lot of it. But this has got onions in the top and peppers. I will use all of the onions and peppers. Here, this one wasn't frozen. I have a small carrot that I chopped up. And I have a large bag of celery, and I'm only going to put sort of a handful of the celery in. Oh, goodness. That's coming along good. I'm going to have a handful of the celery, and then I've got 2 bags of mushrooms. And I'm going to see how full my pot is. I think I only need 1 of the bags of mushrooms. But I want to put the celery in now because it takes a little longer to soften up. Once you've frozen it, it does soften a lot faster. There we go. So it softens a lot faster once it's frozen like that. So, and I'll put the fresh carrot in. That's coming along. I was thinking, when I was thinking of a story for today, back when Bill and I first met each other. Like, we're talking, hadn't hardly dated at all. And when we first met each other, oh, just so you know, it's not a green pepper I used orange pepper. And no particular reason for that other than that's what I had. But when we were first dating, I decided that I would ask him something. And we've laughed about it many times since. But I said to him, who would be your ideal mate? What are you looking for in a partner? And, he's a typical man. Oh, somebody skinny and long blonde hair. And, I said, are you looking at me? Like, I am not skinny. I am not blonde. I have short hair. He couldn't have been describing anybody different than me. So anyway, I thought, okay, well, this maybe isn't going to go anywhere if that's what his ideal mate is. And then he said, well, what's your ideal mate? And I said, well, it doesn't matter what he looks like. I said, I want a man who will go to work every day and come home, be perfectly happy to sit on the couch and watch TV with me and bring his paycheck home and not go drinking. He goes, oh, you want dull and boring. I said, dull and boring, that's what I want. He goes, you've got me. And we've been together since. And he went to work every day and was a good provider.
Didn't bring home the paycheck because you went straight into the bank.
You didn't bring it home, you just went straight to the bank with it. That's right. That's right. Okay, now these bags are trustworthy. All right. And you see, now if you've got all these vegetables into your freezer like this just dump it in. Like, there's, yes, I don't need the other bag of mushrooms. Now you saw there was only 1 pound of hamburger and there's all these mushrooms. But when this all cooks down, this will be just fantastically delicious. Now, that's going to cook for a little bit, but before I want it to cook too long, I'm going to do what I call spice it up. 3 spices. Garlic. Oh, I had it upside down. That's why it was coming out funny. Okay, garlic. Onion powder. It says garlic on it, but I've taped onion powder because I filled it up. Okay. And then this is just plain chili powder. Whatever is your favorite flavor. We do not get one that's really spicy hot. So for us, I'm going to put about 2 heaping teaspoons. There we go. Now that's going to have to cook down just a little bit. And I'm going to give you the secret ingredient now to what makes it sweet. This is what makes it sweet. This is a can of crushed pineapple. Well, actually, this is a can of pineapple chunks that I crushed up because I couldn't find my can of crushed pineapple. So you're going to put a whole can of crushed pineapple in. Now, if you want it even sweeter, you could add a little bit of pancake syrup or maple syrup to the top of it. We find usually that we don't need that. It's perfect just with the sweetness of the pineapple. Now, this is going to cook for about a half an hour till these are cooked down. Then I'm going to add it to the pot of beans. I put it on the stove, and we're going to slow cook that for 3 hours. So I'm going to be back in 3 hours and show you what it looks like. Hi everybody, we're back. So I think I've got it done. Now it's been cooking slowly on the stove. I tasted it. It's sweet enough for us, and it's not too spicy. But all that spice is to be adjusted by you, so that you can make it as sweet or whatever as you want. I'm going to just take the lid off. Okay. And I'm going to just show. You can see how loaded that is with vegetables. I'll put it in the bowl and then show you that up close. Not only does it stretch your meat, we're used to having to stretch our meat, but not only does it stretch the meat, but it really is much more nutritious for you to have it like that. this back over like that. And I'll bring this over. So, oops. So can you see that there? Look at all the chunks of the vegetables and stuff. So I guess that's it for today. And don't forget, Wednesday we're going to do a question and answers, Bill and I. So if you've got any questions for us, feel free to write them down and we'll try to answer them then. I'm not sure if we'll get them all, but I will try definitely to do it. All right, see you all tomorrow.